Democrats are paid to lose.
Yes.
There's 330 million people in the country. You want to find strong Democrats, we're right here, right? Well, there's a million of them. There's 30 million strong progressives who would go and play the kind of hardball that I'm talking about, but they don't get any funding. So the funding goes to the people who are paid to lose. So they give money to really strong Republicans and really weak Democrats, so the Democrats can come out and do this kabuki theater. That's why Jimmy's got a point that the Democrats are in some ways more dangerous, because they give the appearance of a fight, but they're the loyal opposition. And in reality, it's just a game. It's just theater, and they are paid to lose. Now, if you ask like the Chuck Schumers of the world and people who are Democratic politicians, they'll be outraged at the suggestion. They will. It's not like they know that it's a conspiracy, but they don't know. They've been pre-selected. Okay, so the guys who are those weak Democrats that we get so frustrated by, they were just weak people. So there, John, you're right. Their psychology is being weak and pathetic, but that's why they got the funding. In a country of 330 million people, you can find plenty of pussy Democrats, plenty of super strong Democrats. It's just a matter of where the money flows.
Why did Barack Obama, why was he allowed to become president by Wall Street? He got more money from Wall Street than Mitt Romney got. Why? Because they knew he was going to do their bidding. That's exactly why. So it wasn't like, ooh, he's a strong Democrat, but we better back him because he's strong and he's going to win. It's like, no, this guy is weak. He does our bidding. He always did do their bidding. He's the guy we're going to back. And that's why they backed him. They would not back him if he was strong. And that goes exactly to it. It's like, in broadcast news. The reason why William Hurt got to that job was because he is the kind of guy who's not going to stop and go, this is all bullshit. He's the guy who's going to read the script and do the bidding of the corporate news. And no one came to him and said, hey, you do this. They go, oh, that's the kind of guy who will do that. That's why Brian Williams is said. That's why all those people end up where they end up. Not because they're good at journalism or whatever, but because they're good at serving their corporate masters unconsciously. It's how it works. Same thing with Barack Obama. That's how the gears work. He spent his whole life making white rich guys comfortable with his blackness. And his first thing out of his mouth is, I'll compromise. I'll make you comfortable. And that's what he's doing his whole life. It's how the gears work. It's why he was selected. It's why he got more money from Wall Street than Mitt Romney.
I'll say one last thing about that. I don't know if you guys saw that movie about magic, and Mark Ruffalo was in it. Yeah, and Morgan Freeman, etc.
That movie sucked.
Okay, I kind of liked it. Anyway,
I wanted to watch
but at the end, I'm going to do a spoiler here. I'm just going to give you a little bit of the ending. So he does this amazing magic trick where they cut open a tree, and the card that was selected is inside the tree. And, everybody's like, how the hell did you do that? Even other magicians are like, Jesus Christ. It's because he had put the card in the tree 20 years ago, and the tree had grown around the card, okay? So that is the same thing that we have with the corporate politicians and the corporate media. The trick is you pick them ahead of time. So they don't even know that they're part of a corporate system where they're supposed to be bland and uninteresting and not rock the boat. But they get selected through funding, and by the way, those anchors on TV make millions upon millions of dollars. So whatever you do, find the guys who don't rock the boat, plant them in a tree, and then 20 years later, you'll have a system that is completely geared towards the rich and powerful, and people will wonder how it happened. And even the card inside the tree doesn't know how it happened. But he got selected and he got put in there 20 years ago to do exactly this.
Let me say two things real quick. One, Jimmy, I have to defend against that statement of the black man, picking a black man who's comfortable with the white people, or however you worded it, okay? If that's the case, then Jackie Robinson never would have got picked. Yeah, being the first black anything, it has to be a black person white people are comfortable with. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
so I will defend Barack Obama on that. I think that's an unfair knock. Cenk, what you were saying about the Democrats picking someone weak and giving them the money, do you know anybody? Because I'm willing to roll over. I need some cash. Listen, this comedy thing ain't exactly working out. If you know somebody who's handing out money,
Well, it turns out.
Oh, where's the line?
Just start talking about entitlement reform a lot. You'll be fine.
But you know what, Alonzo, that goes to exactly why all these critics of ours online are wrong. Like they think like, oh, Soros gave you money, these guys gave you money. They have all these theories about who gave us money. No, the reality is nobody gave us money. Like those guys, none of them gave us money because they know we're not the right guys. In fact, I was in the building for a second, at MSNBC, and within 6 months, somebody pressed a button going, we got the wrong guy, okay? that we accidentally let one in that we shouldn't have let in, and they press the eject button, right? And it happens from time to time with Phil Donahue and Ashley Banfield, and the list goes on and on. So,
Chuck Todd.
yeah. So, Alonzo, if you wanted to play that game, you should have been saying for a long time, like, oh man, one thing we should not do is disturb the establishment. Nice and easy, guys.
You
nice
just
and
started
easy.
inviting me on a couple of months ago. Right? Where were you 20 years ago when we were supposed to plant the seed, my friend?
You want the same old mainstream media stuff? Hell no! I hear you, brother. That's why we got a whole new show on the Young Turks called Aggressive Progressive. Members get the whole show. Do it now. tytnetwork.com/join.